Welcome to another episode of our video series of the mechanics of human cognition. It's great to be with you. We're going to get into something today that feels like it should be the simplest thing in the world, but somehow has become one of the most complicated. What are we actually supposed to eat? The real answer might be hidden in plain sight, hardwired into our very biology. I mean, seriously, why is it so confusing? Every single day, there's a new diet, some new superfood you have to buy, a new set of rules you have to follow. It's exhausting. But here's the thing. The confusion isn't really about the food itself. It's about a fundamental conflict between who we are and where we are. And this right here captures the entire problem in one sentence. Our bodies, our entire biological operating system, was forged in a world of scarcity, a world where calories were hard to come by. But today, we live in a world that is an all-you-can-eat buffet, 24/7. This mismatch is the root cause of so many of our modern health problems. So, to figure out how to eat now, we've got to go back. We need to understand our body's original user manual. Its factory settings, which were designed for a very, very different world. So let's just get this straight from the get-go. If you struggle with food, it's not some personal failing. It's not about a lack of willpower. It's a biological mismatch. It's like we're running ancient software on brand new super fast hardware, and it's causing all sorts of system crashes. And at the absolute core of all this is our metabolism. The simplest way to think about it is as the engine room of your body. It's constantly running, constantly converting food into energy, building new parts, and just keeping the lights on. Now, that engine really has two main modes. Anabolism, that's the building up phase. Think growth, repair, storing energy. And then there's catabolism, the breaking down phase. This is when your body clears out old, junked up cells and taps into stored energy. A healthy body is in this constant, elegant dance between the two. The problems really start when we get stuck in one mode for way too long. And this is a huge mindset shift for most of us. Our bodies evolved to see hunger not as a 5-alarm fire, but as a normal signal. It's the cue to start that crucial breaking down and cleanup process. But when we eat all the time, from the second we wake up to right before bed, we're basically never letting the maintenance crew get in there to do its job. So, if our bodies are actually designed for less food, not more, what happens when we give them that? Well, science has a surprisingly clear answer. And it all points to one single proven method for a longer, healthier life. You heard that right. From tiny little yeast cells all the way up to primates, the only method that has been consistently shown to extend lifespan in every species they've tested it on is caloric restriction. It's not some magic pill or exotic berry, it's just eating less. It's the clearest proof we have that our bodies are built to thrive not in constant abundance, but in controlled scarcity. Okay, so principle number 1 is eat less often. But when we do decide to eat, what's the best fuel for that engine? And this brings us right into the middle of the great debate, carbs versus fats. Our bodies are amazing, they can use both, but they handle them in dramatically different ways. And I love this analogy because it's so perfect. Think of carbs, especially the refined ones like sugar and flour, as kindling for a fire. You toss it on, you get this huge bright flame that flares up, and then it's gone, and you're left cold, needing more fuel. Fats, on the other hand, are like big, dense, slow-burning logs. They provide steady, consistent heat for a long, long time. And this chart shows you exactly what that feels like in your body. We've all been on this carb roller coaster, right? You have the big pasta lunch, you feel that rush of energy, and then bam, 3 p.m. hits, and you're foggy, you're tired, and you're desperately looking for more sugar to get you through the afternoon. Fats just give you this stable, long-lasting energy platform that keeps you focused and feeling good for hours. And this part is absolutely crucial. Our bodies are naturally expert fat burners. That's our original factory setting. But when we are constantly flooding the system with easy-to-burn sugar, day in and day out, our incredible, sophisticated fat-burning machinery just gets rusty. The body literally forgets how to access its own best, most powerful fuel source. But it's not just about ourselves. We're not alone in this. We are hosts to this massive, complex, living ecosystem inside of us that has a huge say in our health, our gut microbiome. Just take a second to let that number sink in. 100 trillion. That's the mind-boggling number of microbes living inside you right now.
There are more of them than there are of your own human cells. This isn't just a bunch of passive passengers. This is a critical organ that affects your immunity, your brain, your mood, everything. And get this, they can even drive our cravings. It's wild. Certain types of bacteria thrive on sugar. When they don't get their fix, they can actually pump out stress chemicals into your system. Your brain picks up on that stress and interprets it as an intense craving for whatever those little microbes want. It's like a tiny rebellion happening right inside your own gut. So what do? How do we support these incredibly important inner allies? Well, the strategy is actually pretty simple. First, give your gut a break. Those periods of not eating, of fasting, allow the gut to clean house and reset. Second, stop poisoning them. Processed foods, excessive alcohol, they wreak havoc on your good bacteria. And finally, feed them what they actually want, a wide variety of real, whole, natural foods. Okay, so we've talked about our evolutionary mismatch, our metabolic engine, and our inner ecosystem. Now, let's bring it all home. Let's pull all these threads together into a simple, practical way to think about eating. Honestly, you can throw away all the diet books. The ultimate guide to eating is your own body. This little experiment here is so powerful because it helps you finally hear what your body's been trying to tell you all along. By isolating a single food, you cut through all the noise, and then you just listen. How do you feel? Energetic, clear, focused, or sluggish, foggy, and tired? That feeling? That's data. It's your body giving you direct feedback on what works for your unique blueprint. You know, with all the noise and all the conflicting information out there, if we had to boil this all down to just one single principle for navigating our crazy modern food world, what would it be? And this, right here, is the most important mindset shift you can make. For almost all of human history, the rule for survival was add. Add calories, add anything you can find. But today, in our world of overwhelming abundance, the new rule for health is reduce. Reduce how often you eat. Reduce the ingredients, reduce the complexity. The secret is subtraction, not addition. So maybe we can end by just reframing the whole question we started with. Instead of looking outside for a list of rules for the next perfect diet, maybe we should start looking inside. Your body knows the answers. The real challenge in our loud, modern world is just learning how to be quiet enough to hear them again.